So, Rick, do you remember the 2000s? The noughties?
No.
Unfortunately, I do.
I know that when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
Hello, and welcome to I Hate Your Movie. First reactions.
Impressions?
That's it. First impressions. Cool. This time out, we watched a super extended director's cut of a CPR training video.
A bad one as well. Like a non-informative one. Just compress on the chest until they open their eyes and say, "You're good to go." Slap on the ass.
Yeah, we watched Madam Web.
Yeah, the latest in the SPUMM universe. This SPUMM was created by the Weekly Planet podcast. They want people to use it because they're proud of it.
Okay.
So we're gonna use it, and it's funny to say, like SPUMM. It's Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Movies. 2 M's. SPUMM. So yeah, we watched the latest SPUMM, and we're spummed out.
Yep.
I've got surprising thoughts on this.
Surprising thought.
I do have one very surprising thought.
Okay.
I think this is the best of the SPUMM.
That's like saying I just had the least smelly shit
Yeah, exactly.
I've ever had.
It is like that, but it is the best of the SPUMM.
What else is in it?
So Venom,
Morbius?
Venom and Morbius.
No, I think this is worse than Venom.
So here's my thought process, right? They're all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Even though different filmmakers and everything, it all looks like the same.
It's amazing how they've managed to find the same lack of quality
Yeah.
in all of their films.
And it's like the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah.
As well. No matter who directs it. So here's my thought process, right?
Right.
And this is also surprising. I think Morbius was better than Venom.
Right.
Because we watched Venom 2 before the podcast. And Morbius before the podcast. And we came out of Morbius. It's just very generic. Like, very generic. Now, Venom is the same, but they try to be funny. So that makes it worse to me.
There are some funny moments in Venom. There are no funny moments in Venom 2.
Well, they try to. That's
Yeah.
what makes it worse.
Yeah, in Venom 2, yes. But
Yeah.
in Venom 1, they succeed partially.
Sure.
Very slim Venom 1.
Okay.
Then this. Then Venom 2.
Mhm.
Then Morbius.
And why this one is better than all of them, the premise forced them to be creative. Somewhat asterisk. What happens in Venom? He fights another goopy Venom at the end, both the movies. What happens in Morbius?
That's another Morbius.
Fights another Morbius, basically. And this one, they can't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's really stupid, really bad, don't recommend it, cringy, terrible. Out of the SPUMM, it's the best of the SPUMM. Congratulations.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Oh, God. I don't want to talk about this film. So it starts off with... Should we get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do this episode still?
I don't want to.
Susie Bunyan, your favorite actress.
Susie Bunyan.
Yeah, from Suspiria.
Oh, God. It actually is.
Yeah.
She's a paramedic who works with Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, sorry.
Oh, no.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
She works with Ben, who's about to be an uncle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's set in 2003.
Should we start with... I can talk about how they butchered the original comic story, like really badly.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories in the Spider-Man comics.
Okay.
Not in here. It's a retelling of Spider-Man's origins. So basically, Spider-Man meets this guy called Ezekiel. He's like a spider guy like him, but he doesn't have like a suit or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a bad guy. He's not like a mustache-twirling villain like in this. And Ezekiel explains to Spider-Man that the spider chose him, and he explains that like he has all these animalistic foes like the Rhino, Dr. Octopus, and that's because he's a spider totem. So it all became like all mystical and stuff. And then this radioactivity still plays part in it. I'm not gonna spoil it. You should read it. It's the John Straczynski run. If you haven't read it yet, stop before the deal with the devil, and then you're good. If you know, you know.
Okay.
Ezekiel was a kind of character who had Spider-Man's powers, but he used it to get rich. That's pretty much it. He later turns out to be a bad guy and comes back and dies in the comics. But nothing like this. He's like not a mustache-twirling villain. He's like doing the gruff voice, obviously.
Was he dubbed for the entire film?
He was ADR'd, yeah. His lines were ADR'd.
What's ADR?
ADR, if you don't know, is when you record lines separately. Usually means that the lines weren't in the script. And it's like afterthought, like, oh shit, this doesn't work, so quickly get the actor, put him in a cupboard, which is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Put him in a cupboard, record some lines about some more cringy dialogue quickly. Yeah, it's like 90% of his dialogue were ADR.
Yeah. Badly as well. Like really badly.
It does sound like the cupboard. And on top of that, he does the comical gruff voice. Yeah,
but it didn't even line up with how his mouth was moving.
Sometimes it didn't even move.
No.
You could see kind of the filmmaking, they're trying to get the most out of his like shots where he's from the back.
Yeah. I tell you what it was like. It was like he spoke in like his native language during recording. And then during the test screenings or at some point someone in Sony's made a decision, oh wait, no, people don't want subtitles for his 5 lines of dialogue. We're going to dub it over with someone else.
And add 10 more lines.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Because it did not match.
No.
It was like watching a dubbed Jackie Chan film.
Yeah. It's like normal dialogue. Anyway, here I am being evil now. Normal dialogue. Is that Suburban Squatch?
That was my impression of his voice. By the way, if you're enjoying this episode, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And we also have a Patreon.
Where for £1 or $1 a month, you can listen to bonus episodes that we do and also recommend us movies and join a great community of people. Patreon.com/IHateYourMovie. It's also in the description box. Check it out. Thank you very much. So, Cassandra Webb.
Did you say Webb?
Yep.
Why does she have that name?
Cause
do you think her mum got the idea? What came first, the name or the interest in spiders?
Maybe she changed the name. Yeah, I don't want to be Constance Smith anymore. I like spiders too much. I'm going to be Constance Webb.
It's so cringe.
Anyways, she's in the jungle taking pictures of webs.
You're taking pictures of webs, obvious webs, and they're hunting down this like rare spider. And so many exposition in this scene.
Yeah.
You might as well start with the title crawl. You might as well just tell us everything we need to know.
A Star Wars title.
Yeah, it should
Constance Webb was in the jungle. And the bad guy killed her.
I am here to protect you.
Yeah. I have to find these spiders. They could be the cure. They could cure hundreds of people.
Oh no, I'm pregnant. Ouch.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. The baby is kicking. We gotta go because this mythical people are around. Oh, they're just myths. Don't worry about those people. Fucking hell.
What you just heard was a clip from the movie. It wasn't us. This is actual dialogue.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
It's almost exactly that. That is almost verbatim.
Yeah. She finds the spider.
She finds the spider, yeah. Give me the spider. Bang, bang. There's a tussle with a gun. Oh, I wonder who got shot. Oh, it's the lady who's about to have a baby.
She gets saved by the spider people in the jungle.
Who looks stupid as fuck.
They tried with the editing again. They tried to like give them some like motion blur, that kind of stuff. But they looked like a 4th grader's paper mache project.
So imagine a man in a morph suit.
Yeah.
Right, then go to your garden, pull out a bunch of ivy, wrap it round yourself and spray it black. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. What was this in like Peru? They should have gone to Africa. I mean, I don't know exactly which African culture has the spider stuff, but there is one, right?
The Anansi.
Anansi, yeah. They should have done that. They should have tied that together, From their culture, they can appropriate that to their culture. No, they can use that as a design tool instead of asking little Timmy to make their spider costumes.
It's gonna be red with black lines all over it.
Squiggly.
Flash forward to the
future of 2003.
And
we meet Cassandra Webb.
Did you say Webb?
I really hope you can find the clip of did you say Webb? and just put it in like 20 times every time we say Cassandra Webb.
Did you say Webb?
Did you say Webb?
Did you say Webb? I'll pirate it, see what I can do. There's what's his face? That guy?
Yeah.
Uncle Ben.
Adam Scott.
He's the other highlight in this film. I mean, he does nothing special, but
No.
I just like seeing him.
He is the only person in this film who does act.
And it kind of comes off natural.
Yeah.
Because Dakota Johnson can act, but I don't think fucking Marlon Brando could pull off this awkward dialogue. It's so clunky and awkward, and I can see on her she's trying her best. But you know, it's, as Harrison Ford said it to George Lucas for Star Wars, you can write this stuff, but you sure can't say it.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Where's her dad?
Oh yeah.
Her mum dies in the jungle while pregnant with her. No point does it mention her dad.
This is for the sequel. Johnny Webb.
Fucking hell, I don't know. I really don't. I'm struggling with this. I'm genuinely struggling because I don't know how you describe something this awful accurately.
Everything is an afterthought. The key visual moment in this film is when she's giving CPR to a guy. She's getting visions. She's giving CPR for a really long time. And then the guy just opens his eyes. You're good to go. Bye.
Yeah.
And maybe the other thing was, that was really bugging me. She dies for 3 minutes. Well, she has powers awaken and stuff. And she comes back. I was only dead for 3 minutes. Like, what? She should go to like a actual place to check her out.
Yeah.
Because later on she does that for the visions. So you could just tighten the script a little bit, you know? Like you did A to C to B.
Right. So basically, the plot of this film is that's happening to her, but there's also 3 air quotes teenage girls
Yeah.
that are being hunted by pervy old man
Yeah, Ezekiel. They are hunted because he has visions that in the future these 3 girls will kill him as spider women.
Yep.
By the way, if you're looking forward to seeing some Spider Woman action, you've seen it all in the promotion.
Yeah.
Like they did it again. They did. Couldn't believe when they were the Morbius, when they did the Michael Keaton. There's like shots in the trailer where he's like in prison and he locks eyes with Morbius. It's like that. What did they just shoot that for the trailer? You know, because this is a question now whether false advertising should apply here. I'm on the fence whether it comes to Marvel stuff because they intentionally mislead whether there's a character in there or not. You know, they paint out the Spider-Man so it's a surprise. I think that's fine. I think this is genuinely shitty.
Yeah, so just to clarify, for about 5 seconds of this film, the 3 girls are spider people.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, they're just regular people running for their lives.
Yeah, it's all the same shots you see in the promos, and they use that for the promos non-stop.
Yeah. And there's even like quotes of Sydney Sweeney being like, "Oh, it was so much fun hanging upside down on set. We had so much fun."
Yeah.
What for 10
one
minutes?
shot, yeah.
Yeah.
It's genuinely gross. It's genuinely disgusting.
Yeah.
Someone should sue Sony. Fuck them. Why are they picking the lamest... No one cares about characters, even by comic fans, to make movies out of, and then tease characters that they're not gonna make movies out of because they go bankrupt in a year? Why are they doing this? That's also what I wanted to talk about, which is like how Sony is like a schizophrenic company. When you think of the hardware stuff, Sony is like good, right?
Yeah.
More or less. This is like Neil Breen level with the budget filmmaking here. How are they so different? It's like Carl Pilkington is running the...
What superpower would you like, though?
I came up with one. I'd be bullshit, man. There's so many meetings going on where people are bullshitting. I just like to walk in. I wouldn't need a special costume. Just dress like this. And I'd fly in. I'd go, bullshit. You're talking bullshit. And they'd go, oh, it's bullshit, man. And I go, yeah, it is bullshit, man. You're talking bullshit. And eventually, people would stop talking shit.
But it's the same with a lot of these places. It's the same with Amazon Studios.
You see, I'm not sure about that.
No? Well, Amazon is the most successful business in the world right now. And they put out the worst ever Lord of the Rings adaptation. And it cost them $1 billion.
Yeah. But I don't think Amazon's other products, they give off the same vibe as their movie stuff. Like, it's everything and just shove it in there. Because they do sell everything. You can find genuinely like homeopathic stuff that promises you to cure cancer. You know, that's the Lord of the Rings equivalent in in movies. But Sony, they make good stuff, and then they make awful, horrible stuff.
Well, Into the Spider-Verse is Sony.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Even the broken clock is right twice a day, I guess. I don't know.
Let's talk about some poor decision making. These girls get attacked by Ezekiel.
Yeah.
He attacks them in the train station. There is an element, and I think it was probably somewhere originally in the script. There's an element of like chicken and egg.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't attack them, they wouldn't have banded together.
I think that was the whole idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I really like that train sequence.
Yeah.
Well, really. I think it's a standout sequence. It's very badly edited and done, but it was very interesting. Also, it made me genuinely laugh.
Yeah.
Madame Vision, or whatever her name is, she gets her vision that all these people are gonna say the same things. Like, there's a guy who sits next to her and says, "Is this the train to Johnnyville?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then the guy just gets off. And that just made me laugh. I thought that was really funny. It's just that guy is just his whole life has changed forever now. Because she's like, I don't know. And then later he comes back. And I thought that was
Is this
funny.
the train to Delaware?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
It'd been really funny if he just kept appearing throughout the film.
Yeah.
Like they jump in the cab. Is this the cab to Delaware?
He's on the Peru bus. Holding his like suitcase. That made me laugh. It wasn't like a crazy funny thing, but it's just like a mundane line of dialogue that I thought was funny.
That was genuinely funny. So they run away, and the police think that Dakota Johnson has kidnapped them,
Yeah.
and because of that, they can't go to the police. The idea would be go to the police because the people in your back seat can explain to them,
Yeah.
no, this woman didn't kidnap us, she saved us from this guy. End of story.
They later gave a reason.
Yeah, but like you say, it's an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like they wrote it.
They wrote it and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they still go with the unknown justification. And they later on explain it, maybe, sometime.
Yeah, a little bit. Not really.
Not really. Again, it's like a to C
Yeah.
and then back to B.
It's not even that. It's A to F to P, back to A,
Yeah.
down back to B.
And then it goes to the Cyrillic alphabet. Alpha, Omega.
So she drops them off in the woods.
Yeah.
Why does she drop them off in the woods?
She doesn't know what else to do.
Right, so she drops them off in the woods, and she's like, oh, see you guys, I'm back in 3 hours. Really specific amount of time. Don't know why. But lay low, guys. She goes to her apartment to read the diary.
Oh, yeah, I know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and she lets the cat in through the window.
Yeah.
And she's like, us straights gotta stick together, yeah? Exactly that tone. Amount of acting ability. Is this where she finds the picture of the guy?
Yeah. Oh, God.
This is her mum's diary,
Yes.
right? that she's looked at all her life. She's looked through all of these pictures. She's seen all the things.
Yeah.
And then she's seen the same guy on the train, not recognized him. And then she looked through her mum's diary. She's like, oh my God, it's the same guy.
Not only that, I don't know if you noticed on the picture, so her mum is just like smiling and
Yeah.
she's doing the photo, and he has like
He's
the
like,
evil eyes.
Creepily behind him. Like, I'm going to murder you.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
And who's taking those pictures?
Yeah. Was her mum not like, let's not use this one. Let's not.
Yeah. Man, you look really fucking creepy in this. Let's use a different one. Take a picture
Yeah.
again.
Can you not smile?
But, you know, girls being girls, they don't want to stay in the woods.
They want to dance in front of boys on a
Yeah,
table.
They want to dance on a table in front of boys, which is just, come on. Can't they just make better decisions?
That's true for any character in this movie. and
'Cause they're
the
supposed to-
director.
supposed to be laying low. So they're in the diner.
Britney Spears is toxic as
Britney Spears' Toxic is playing. At this point, they've driven away from the madman. They've
Yeah.
driven straight to the woods, which can't be more than an hour and a half away,
Yeah.
right? Because she gets there and back in 3 hours. Assuming she does something, it's an hour away, absolute maximum.
Yeah.
She's gone for 3 hours and they've driven for an hour. So absolute maximum time these girls have been missing is 4 hours.
Yeah.
5 absolute maximum top. And a guy sees them and calls the tip line to say that he's seen these missing girls because he saw it in the newspaper.
Yeah. On the front of the Daily Bugle newspaper.
On the front of the newspaper. 5 hours after they went missing.
The Daily Bugle, they are really quick turnaround. They got like an afternoon edition.
Okay, there's so many stupid bits to this scene. Right, let's get it together. Okay, so let's ignore the fact for a second. She has a vision. Right? She has a vision where she walks through the woods. She walks into the diner. Britney Spears' Toxic is playing. And there's about 2 or 3 minutes of, get down from the table, you youthful people. You're being irresponsible. How dare you? I'm like a mother, except I'm not because I'm a stray and I'm alone. All that happens, then the guy turns up, kills them all, and she flashes back, right? She then gets in the car and drives the same distance. That takes her about 3 minutes longer for no reason.
I mean, the timeline doesn't add up.
None of
But
it.
my problem with that scene is that she enters into the diner with the car, runs over Ezekiel, and goes, okay,
Yeah,
let's drive away now.
Girls, get in. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go over him like 5 more times. Just roll the wheels on his face until it's just nothing but bone.
Kitchen full of knives.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what bugged me. Just fucking kill the guy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so you wanna go into Madame Web's great character arc, which is, I am a loner. I don't like family. I don't like children.
Madam Web is a truly dynamic character.
I don't know what to do when children give me drawings. What do you do? I'm a weird robot woman. Just shut up and take it. That's what you do.
Take the picture, and it's Adam Scott even says in it, like, just put it in your pocket and throw it away. Like, that does not need explaining to an adult.
But it needs to be really hammered in your head
Yeah.
that she's a loner and she doesn't like family.
You can't just take it and be like, yeah, thanks. And that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. We're strays, you and I. Little cat dam have diarrhea by giving milk
Yeah.
because cats.
Cats are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, cats are lactose intolerant. This fucking cat hates you.
This Pepsi factory is on fire.
Oh my god. Let's talk about Pepsi. Everyone's drinking Pepsi at the beginning, and then the Pepsi logo is always in center frame, and people holding the can awkwardly so that make sure that you can read the Pepsi logo. If you think that's awkward, wait till the end of this movie, where the whole setting of the place is a big Pepsi logo.
Why is the Pepsi warehouse full of fireworks? Is that how they make the bubbles?
Yeah.
Fireworks.
They go to a motel, but again, they explain it like 3 times, the backstories of the girls, but
Yeah.
each time it's kind of more in detail. But if they just do it once, that'll be,
Yeah.
But we have to have that moment where it's like chill and everyone's like, well, actually, my mom is a whore. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if one of them's backstories like just super dark.
It's just the one's like, oh yeah, my mum's like super rich and she's abroad, and the next one's like, oh yeah, my dad, he's back in Colombia. What about you, third one? And I had to run away from home, and I've been sleeping on the streets ever since.
It's just dead silence.
I turned to heroin as a crutch.
And then Madame Web has a vision. She's gonna fall back on the drugs. Don't do drugs, Susie. Just drink some Pepsi instead. You think it's annoying that I'm doing that? It's annoying when the movie does that. When it just keeps reminding you that Pepsi exists, and they put it in center frame and smile at the camera and say, "It's refreshing." Pretty much.
I think it's now, guys. Can you just hold on for a second?
Take 5. Take 5. We need to go to Peru. I need to go to Peru. Find some shit out. Cut to Peru. On a bus.
It's really good that in Peru the jungles are so small. And they're easy to navigate.
Yeah, they have the same spider webs, the same trees. Nothing changed over 30 years. It doesn't look like a small soundstage at Sony lot at all.
The same like 10-foot by 10-foot cube they filmed the first scene in.
Yeah.
And she finds out about her webby powers.
Webby powers.
I thought this was a shit thing, by the way. I'd be pissed if I turned up to this like mystical place, because at this point the guy's like, oh yeah, you can see the future, but you don't have the strength, and you don't have the ability to crawl on walls, and you don't have the slow aging. It's just...
And you don't have the beauty. You don't have a nice ass. You have a flat ass, like normal human.
What else does the guy say?
He gives us a very mashed up soup of the Uncle Ben's favorite saying.
Yeah.
The saying is, with great power comes great responsibility, which makes perfect sense. But he says, when you accept responsibility, the big power will come.
Yeah. What?
What?
Makes no
It
sense.
makes no sense. They just wanted to shove that in somewhere. Those two words.
Do you think she thinks about those for the next 10 years, thinking like, that made no sense?
Yeah.
I wonder what he was supposed to say there. And then slowly in her brain, over 10 years, it starts to...
Or maybe it's like a game of telephone. Because she knows Uncle Ben. So maybe she tells that to someone. She tells that to one of the girls. Like, you know, when you are responsible, powers come.
You have the power.
You have the power. And then she tells it to someone and tells it to someone. And it goes back to Uncle Ben. And now it's with great power comes great responsibility. And she's like, oh my God, that sounds so much better. Because she accepted the responsibility that she has these 3 children now, I guess.
Yeah.
It ended very Morbius at the end. It's just like unexplained new power. Quickly, save us. We can't think of any way to end this.
I think we alluded to it earlier as well. I think this is the point where he finds out...
Did you say web?
Yeah, he finds out it's the daughter of the woman he murdered 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's that bit where she's like, oh, it's a Cassandra Webb. Did you say Webb?
Cassandra Webb, daughter of Constance Webb, deceased.
Did you say Webb?
That's a very unusual name. I wonder if they deal in spiders.
I am genuinely not even going to go into the lady at the desk and the freaking super technology.
Super technology of 2003.
The 2003 face recognition technology.
Face recognition and traffic control.
And the ability to pull facial recognition from his dreams.
Oh my God. Yeah. Based on your dreams, this is what they look like.
Yeah.
First of all, they were wearing masks.
Yeah.
In your dreams. Some of them are very covered.
Yeah.
How do you get that? And how do you translate that into a picture? This is what I was thinking while the movie is playing because I was bored most of the time. What's a good analogy for this kind of like approach? Characters you're picking, this is so weird. And I realized it is like the Batman TV stuff, which is like, oh, we can't do Batman, so let's do Baby Batman and let's do Gotham. Let's do the Gotham TV show. Okay, what else are we gonna do? Pennyworth? What his fucking butler was up to for 4 seasons? I don't understand why they're picking these characters that no one gives a shit about, except Venom, I guess. Why can't they have a deal? Because I've heard that their deal was with Marvel, is that Marvel gets half of the movie profits, I think it was, and fucking Sony gets everything else. Like the merchandise, they can print all the action figures they want, they get all the money from that. Why can't they just do the same thing? Like with Marvel, let them do the creative stuff, and just get the money. You had such a good deal and you're still fucking crying and make these fucking stupid movies. Kraven the Hunter. That's the other thing. It's funny to me about like Kraven especially, and that's why I want to see that movie. They have to twist the characters that are completely about Spider-Man so much to not be about Spider-Man that they completely change them. So like Kraven the Hunter is now Kraven, friend of the animals. He loves animals. He's friend of all the animals because he's Kraven. Oh my God, all the stupid shit they still is set to make. They want to make a Silver Sable film.
I've not even heard of that.
Exactly. I barely heard about that, and I've read hundreds and hundreds of comics. And that's another character that just doesn't fucking work without Spider-Man. At least, why don't they make the 3 Spider-Woman? If they can have them, why don't they make that movie?
Yeah.
Why is it about a lady who's in the comics, just an old, creepy lady? He goes like, Spider-Man, I see your future. And he goes like, shut the fuck up. And that's pretty much their relationship. Why are they making a movie about that?
I don't know.
Who makes these decisions? Carl Pilkington?
I know you said you didn't want a costume, but if I could get a little costume for you, what colour would it be?
I don't need a costume.
No, but you don't need it, but if I got one for you, what would it have?
No, I don't need all that, because that's just wasting time.
That's more bullshit. But how do we know you're bullshit? How do we know you're bullshit, man?
Because I flew in.
So you can fly. So your superpower is saying bullshit, but you can also fly.
Should we get to the end of the film?
Big showdown at the Pepsi logo.
Big showdown under the Pepsi logo.
Yeah.
Why are they in the Pepsi factory? No one knows.
Because they couldn't think of anything else. I gave the movie some credit. There was some creativity with the visions and stuff early on. This way it all goes out the window. Because it's all just noise and nonsense.
Yeah.
And even with the vision stuff, I don't know if you noticed, but all the things she says is just, get down, which they would probably do anyway.
Here's another thing, by the way. Fireworks, if you fire them at a brick wall...
Yeah, they're not going to blow up.
They're not going to blow up the wall. Oh, we forgot. Sorry, when they were in the motel.
Yeah.
CPR training. Because CPR is the way you just revive anyone. She pushes down on the guy and the start, and he's like, hello! And she's like, yep, good, see you later. CPR done. Achieved.
Yeah.
And then when she's in the water and he saves her, he's CPRing her, and she's like, oh, I'm awake. And he's like, yes, boom, CPR done.
Yeah,
Ching.
done. They have like the Steam achievement.
And then,
CPR 3 times in a movie.
and then, for no reason at all, she wakes them up at 5 in the morning. The clock says 5 in the morning. To teach them CPR on a pillow.
Well, because she's a mum now. She changed. She's not a stray cat anymore.
So it gets to the end and the explosions happen and she falls in the water.
Yeah.
She gets hit in the face with a firework.
Yeah, that's just so like contrived. There's like nothing, no harm done ever except that time.
Yeah. First of all, she is conscious when she falls in the water. She's got her eyes open and she's got her arms out. And she's slowly sinking. Why is she not trying to swim?
I want to talk about her unexplained power. Is when she accepts responsibility. That's when the power comes. I remember. I guess it was slightly better than the Morbius ending, where he just suddenly can control bats because a movie needs to end, I guess. But like still, it was so out of nowhere.
I didn't feel like it was. I feel like it was her powers started off as being small and I can see 20 seconds into the future. Then it's 5 minutes into the future, hours into the future. Oh, now I've hit this level of power where I can control things. It seemed like a natural progression to me. It was stupid.
Yeah.
It was stupid because if I can predict the future, that doesn't mean I can be in more than one place at once.
It felt like a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if it is a different kind of thing, then I would have hinted at it, not just as in a guy says it once, but I hinted at it as a she maybe can do it.
So, yeah, I also missed a bit where he died. The bad guy died.
Yeah.
If you've listened to this whole episode so far, at any point you thought Dan's exaggerating about the Pepsi advertisement in this film, I kid you not, this guy gets killed because the Pepsi sign falls on him.
Yeah.
He gets killed by the S, right? Next question. So they CPR her to life. Achieved.
Yeah. Her brain, it lost even more connectivity. More neurons lost.
Why is she in a wheelchair? Firework hit her in the face.
Yeah, it must have been something else while she was falling off.
Because the next scene she's in like a Charles Xavier type wheelchair.
Yeah, she's in the famous Madam Web wheelchair that everyone knows. I don't know. Why is she wearing embarrassing glasses?
You always with those glasses. They look so stupid.
Both versions, because we see the future. And if in the future it looks like fucking Back to the Future 2 2015 glasses. And then, yeah, the not so far from the future glasses look somehow even stupider.
Yeah, the whole costumes look just cheap and nasty.
Yeah. It looked like they went to the S&M store.
Yeah.
Red leather. Spray paint some spiders on it somewhere.
Yeah, and the film ends. And post-credit scene.
Yeah.
There isn't one. They were too lazy to even fucking do it.
Here's the post-credit scene. No animals were harmed during this production, which how you were outside for that, but I laughed at that. I was like, what? Do they think that we think that the spider was real? Because it didn't look real at all. Madam Web, now in cinemas. Brought to you by Pepsi.
Did you say Web?
Did you say Web? Best SPUMM.
No. Second best SPUMM.
Can't wait for Craven. I think that's going to be the best SPUMM. Craven, friend of the
I've got a
animals.
weird, optimism for that.
Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino?
No. Why?
I don't know.
After these,
I don't know.
It's gonna be exactly the same as these.
I feel like because it's R-rated, they're gonna do something with it. They're gonna be allowed to do something with it.
I think they just do some blood spatters and that's it. There's not gonna be anything adult in it. It's just gonna be the same juvenile. Did you say Craven? Did you say Craven's Last Hunt?
Cool.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It's our message to Sony. Just stop.
Stop making not just Spider-Man movies, not just SPUMM movies. Stop making movies. Go back making PlayStations. Put all your money in that.
Put money into actually making PlayStations instead of making 10 of them and getting everyone to fight to the death for them.
But still, like a quality product, or like any of their movies. Like you like the Jumanji, welcome to the Jumanjis.
First one was alright. And again, gonna throw out Spider-Verse.
Okay. Emoji movie. They were that as well.
Right, well, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Drink Pepsi.
Did you say Pepsi?
Bullshit!